Hello and welcome to this Managed Methods video. Today we're going to talk about the Shared Drives tab. The Shared Drives tab will provide visibility into the various shared drives that exist within the domain, as well as the various files contained within those various shared drives. To begin with here, you'll be presented with a search bar, and this is where you have a couple different options to search. The first option is to search for a specific shared drive by its name. You can also search for the specific members of a shared drive or specific organizational units that have access to a shared drive. Looking at the table here below, you'll be able to see the various names of those shared drives. Next to that, you'll see a shared drive members column here. Anytime you see this blue person's icon, this will indicate that this particular shared drive has internal members. If you ever see a gold person icon, this will indicate that this particular shared drive has members who are not part of your domain directly. Clicking on the blue number here, this is going to pull up information on the specific members of that shared drive. You'll see here we have two members of this shared drive, one who's an organizer and one who's just a member of that shared drive. For non-organizers of shared drives, you will be able to go ahead and remove those members specifically. This will also include external members of shared drives as well too, as long as they're not an organizer. Organizers cannot be directly removed from here. Additionally, there is also an add member section where you can have the option to add someone as a viewer or a contributor, and you just need to put in a valid email address to add that particular user so they would have then access to that specific shared drive in question. Next, that is a files column. The Managed Methods platform doesn't look at every single file contained within shared drives. It goes back initially about 30 days and then everything moving forward. As files are modified, as share permissions are changed, those files are rescanned for risk and appear here within the shared drives tab. Additionally, files that do contain risk or malware will be retained for a longer 90-day time period. Clicking on the files though will take you directly into the Files sub-tab here where you can explore the various files contained within those shared drives. Finally is the Actions column here, and there'll be two actions that can be taken. The first one here is Share via email. This will just share the high-level information on this shared drive to somebody else. You simply need to put in a recipient and a subject and add any comments that you like. Lastly, there's also a delete button, so if you do choose to delete a shared drive, you can remove it from the domain entirely if necessary as well. In the top right-hand corner, there is a report button. This report button will allow you to run various reports, so you can download reports as PDFs or CSVs that will capture any of the various search parameters that you've run here. You can also choose to have scheduled reports as well too via email, or you can generate one-off reports as well too. And these reports can be handy if you do want to get more consistent updates on what's going on within shared drives, or keep an eye on specific areas of those shared drives as well too. Coming over to the Files sub-tab itself here, you're going to see the various files within those shared drives, again within that specified time frame of 30 days for things that do not contain risk or malware. The various files will be listed here, but before that you'll also see a search by section. This will allow you to have various searches run where you can search by the specific file name, shared drive name, who owns a specific file, who a file is being shared with, who has access to a file, as well as any organizational units that would have access to files. Additionally, there's some filter options as well too, where you can filter by creation date, modification date, risky or non-risky files, files that contain malware or do not contain malware, the various link share types, including within domain link shares, or the with anyone with a link permission type. And additionally, you can also look for files of a certain size as well too, via those filters. In the table below here, you'll see the various files listed. Clicking on any of the file names here will pull up a dialog box and give you some of the basic information on that file, including who initially created the file, when did it last get modified, the file type in question, any of the specific drive members who have access to that file, including both internal as well as external, any of the people outside of this specific shared drive who have access to the file in question, as well as any risk or malware associated with it if applicable. In the center here, there'll be a download button that allows you to download that file directly to take a look at it. The shared drives section here will give you the name of the specific shared drive that file is located in. File size column here will give you some indication of the particular size of that file. The created on here will give you an idea of when the file was initially created on, and the last modified here will give you an idea when that file was most recently modified. The non-shared drive sharers column here will indicate that this particular file is being shared with somebody who is either not a member of that shared drive specifically, or with a various link share permission type, which means that somebody outside of the specific shared drive could get access to the file in question. In the Actions column here, you'll see a couple of actions. This will include download, delete, as well as audit file activity, which will allow you to take a look at the history of that file up to 6 months. And you'll see there's a lot of different activity types available, anything from the creation of the file to edits, to renames, to downloads, prints, as well as deletes. And lastly, there's also a share via email to share the basic information on this particular shared drive file to somebody else. The report button here in the top right hand corner will have similar functionality to what you saw on the main summary section, where again you'll be able to download reports based on any of the searches and filters you applied as PDFs or CSVs, as well as email that specific report as necessary as well. This will cover the Shared Drives tab. Thanks so much for watching this Managed Methods video. I hope this was informative in learning a little bit more about the Managed Methods features and functionalities contained within the Shared Drives tab. Thanks so much for watching.